Who holds your destiny? Do you want to know?
Hello there, and welcome back to the Dharma Insights Teachings channel. Have you ever found yourself sitting alone, wondering, why is my life always like this? Or how come some people just seem to be lucky, while I'm stuck in the same old problems no matter how hard I try? Is there some invisible force controlling our lives, preventing things from going our way? Or is destiny predetermined, and no matter how much we struggle, we can't change it? In our previous videos, we've explored many fascinating topics, from the nature of suffering to clinging, the deep root of so many troubles. And most recently, we delved into the Noble Eightfold Path, a specific roadmap that the Buddha outlined to help us escape life's burdens. Today, we're going to dive deep into one of the most powerful universal laws, a law that governs every aspect of our lives. It is karma and the law of cause and effect. When you hear karma, many of you probably think of something mysterious, hard to understand, or even frightening, like a judgment or a punishment. But no, my friend. This video will help you truly understand karma and cause and effect according to Buddhist teachings. We're not exploring this to blame ourselves for the past, but rather to empower you, to show you the immense strength you hold in your hands to change your own destiny, to create a better future right from this very moment. Are you ready to unveil this secret and change the game? Let's dive in right now.
What is karma? Breaking misconceptions and redefining your power.
When we talk about karma, as I mentioned, many people immediately think of something negative, a cruel fate they have to endure. Have you ever thought, oh well, that's just my karma, nothing I can do about it? If so, you're caught in a big misunderstanding, robbing yourself of the very power to change your life. In Buddhism, the word karma is actually very simple. It means intentional action. Listen, it's not about fate. Karma is every action you perform with your body, body karma, every word you speak, speech karma, and even every thought you have in your mind, mind karma, as long as you do it with a clear intention. Let me put it this way to make it easier to grasp. Body karma. This is simply what you do with your physical body. For example, you intentionally pick up trash in a park. That's wholesome karma. Or, on the other hand, you deliberately break someone else's belongings. That's unwholesome karma. See? It's about the action of the body. Speech karma. This is what you say. You genuinely encourage a sad friend with truthful words, wholesome karma. Or you lie to cover up your mistakes, unwholesome karma. Even spreading false rumors or using harsh words to attack someone online, even just a few comments, that's also speech karma. Mind karma is the invisible but most powerful type of karma because it resides deep within your mind. These are the intentions, the thoughts you harbor. You conceive the intention to help someone, wholesome karma. Or you secretly plot to seize someone else's property, unwholesome karma. Even if these intentions haven't yet turned into actions or words, they are already karma. So, what's the most important thing here? It's the intention or volition behind everything you do. An unintentional action, for example, you accidentally drop a glass, doesn't carry heavy karma like an intentional action. For example, you deliberately smash a glass out of anger. It is the will behind the action, the words, or the thought that determines whether that karma is wholesome or unwholesome. When you understand this point, you'll realize that you are not a passive victim of fate, but rather the creator of your own destiny, every single day, every single hour.
2. How does the law of cause and effect operate in life? every action is a seed being sown.
If karma is intentional action, then what is the law of cause and effect? It's simple. As you sow, so shall you reap. This law is as natural and objective as the physical law that says if you plant an apple seed, you'll get an apple tree, not an orange tree. Similarly, when you sow a wholesome action, we call it a wholesome cause, you will harvest wholesome fruits, positive results. Conversely, when you sow an unwholesome action, an unwholesome cause, you will reap bitter fruits, undesirable results. Let's look at some concrete, relatable examples from our daily lives that you might see around you or even in your own life. Sowing good seeds, reaping good fruits. Imagine a friend, or perhaps yourself, who always lives genuinely, constantly helping others without expecting anything in return. That's truly wholesome karma. Then one day, when that person faces difficulty, it's as if by magic they unexpectedly receive help from others, or things just naturally fall into place smoothly. That's the wholesome fruit of the good karma they've sown, now ripening and manifesting. Sowing bad seeds, reaping bad fruits. On the flip side, someone who consistently lies to avoid responsibility, manipulates others for personal gain. At first, they might seem successful, but gradually, you'll notice this person losing trust from friends, colleagues, and partners. They might become isolated, face difficulties at work, or even get entangled in legal troubles. These undesirable outcomes are the direct consequence of the unwholesome causes they've sown. Impact on yourself. The law of cause and effect doesn't just manifest through external events, you know? Have you ever noticed that when you hold on to anger and resentment, that's very unwholesome mind karma, the first person to suffer is your own physical and mental health. You'll feel stressed, exhausted, have trouble sleeping, and most importantly, lose your inner peace. Conversely, when you actively practice compassion, cultivating the intention to help others, giving without calculation, you'll feel your mind lighten, filled with joy and much more peaceful. Happiness isn't something you search for externally. It's the sweet fruit that comes from the wholesome seeds you sow in your own mind. One extremely important point we need to understand is that the ripening of karma doesn't always happen immediately. Some seeds ripen instantly, like when you compliment someone and they immediately feel happy. But others need a long time to germinate and grow, perhaps even ripening in future lives. This explains why we sometimes see good people encountering misfortunes, or bad people seemingly thriving and happy, at least in the short term. But trust me, the law of cause and effect always operates fairly and precisely, never deviating by an inch. We just haven't seen the full picture yet.
3. Collective karma and destiny. Can we really change it? Besides an individual's personal karma, there's also the concept of collective karma. This is the sum total of intentional actions, words, and thoughts of a group of people, a community, or even an entire nation, leading to common results that all must experience. For example, a global pandemic, a natural disaster affecting an entire region, or the prosperity or decline of an economy. All can have elements of collective karma, reflecting the combined causes sown by that community. So, if everything is a result of karma, does that mean our destiny is predetermined, unchangeable? This is a question many people ponder, and sometimes even feel helpless about. But I have some good news for you. Yes, we absolutely can change our destiny. Precisely because karma is our own intentional action, every single moment, every single breath, we have the power to create new causes. And when you sow new causes, you will shape and alter the fruits that will ripen in the future. You cannot turn back time to change the seeds you've sown in the past, but you can absolutely decide what seeds you will sow right now to shape your future. This is not a doctrine of resignation, of passively accepting everything like, what will be, will be. On the contrary, it is a doctrine of ultimate personal proactivity and responsibility. Every breath, every thought, every word, every smallest action of yours is a golden opportunity to sow new seeds, to rewrite the script of your life in the direction you desire. Remember this, you are not a victim of fate. You are the architect of your own destiny. Doesn't that feeling of power sound incredible?
4. Practicing the law of cause and effect to create a beautiful destiny. Understanding karma and cause and effect has given us a profound insight, completely changing how we view life. But even more importantly, how do we apply this powerful law in our daily lives to truly change our destiny, to create a better future? Here are 3 simple steps you can start right today, no matter who you are or what you do. Step 1. Right mindfulness and responsibility. Identifying the seeds you are sowing. Start by practicing right mindfulness, awareness of what you are doing, what you are saying, and especially what you are thinking in every moment. Whenever you're about to act, about to say something, or a thought arises in your mind, pause for a moment and ask yourself, does this action, word, or thought come from a wholesome intention? What kind of fruit will it bear from me and for others? Real-life example. When you feel anger rising, unwholesome mind karma because of a harsh word, use right mindfulness to recognize it immediately. Instead of letting anger control your actions and words, you can choose to take a few deep breaths, walk away, or find a way to transform that emotion into understanding. By doing this, you are taking full responsibility for the seeds you are sowing. Step 2. Abandoning unwholesome karma, weeding out the garden of your mind. This involves making an effort to gradually eliminate unwholesome actions of body, speech, and mind from your life. Honestly assess what bad habits of sowing unwholesome seeds you might have. Specific example. If you realize you have a habit of lying to avoid trouble, practice speaking the truth, even if it feels difficult or uncomfortable at first. If you often have thoughts of envy towards others' success, practice sympathetic joy, genuinely congratulating them. If you've ever stolen, even something small, stop immediately. This is the process of cleaning your mind's garden, uprooting the bad seeds you've accidentally sown so they no longer have a chance to bear undesirable fruits. Step 3. Actively sowing wholesome karma, diligently planting flowers of happiness. After weeding out the bad, it's time to actively and consistently create many wholesome actions. Example, start by helping others unconditionally, even with the smallest things like giving up your seat on a bus, holding a door for someone, or offering sincere advice instead of criticism. Always maintain positive, wholesome thoughts. Importantly, practice compassion not only for humans, but for all living beings, from tiny animals to plants. Remember, every wholesome seed you sow today, no matter how small, is a flower of happiness you will reap in the future, not only for yourself, but also radiating to those around you, making this world a more beautiful place. A few extremely important notes when practicing this law of cause and effect. Sow causes without craving for results, without clinging to the fruits. Do good because it is the right thing to do, out of compassion, not because you expect immediate personal gain or a specific reward. When you sow seeds without clinging to the idea that they must sprout instantly, you will avoid disappointment and distress. Patience and perseverance. Karma takes time to ripen, just like a tree needs time to grow and bear fruit. Don't get discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Keep sowing good seeds, and sweet fruits will come at the right time. Intention,
mindfulness is paramount. Always maintain a wholesome intention, a compassionate mind in every action, word, and thought. A wholesome intention is like a diamond. Even seemingly small actions, driven by it, brings immense merit and profound change.
5. Conclusion. Holding destiny in your hands and call to action.
We've deeply explored karma and the law of cause and effect together. Now, you clearly understand that karma is not predetermined fate, but the sum of your own intentional actions. Correctly understanding karma and cause and effect is the golden key for you to escape the cycle of suffering and personally build a better future, exactly as you wish. Look back at the image of the scales of justice or the spinning wheel on this video's thumbnail. It reminds us that everything in the universe operates according to a perfectly fair and precise law. And the good news is, you absolutely have the power to change the trajectory of your own life's wheel. Destiny is not a fixed, unchangeable thing. It is the sum total of the causes you are sowing and will sow in every moment. Today, right now, you can absolutely hold your destiny in your hands by changing how you think, how you speak, and how you act. Do you feel this immense power? After this video, what wholesome seeds will you begin to sow in your life? What weeds will you choose to uproot from the garden of your mind to make your life lighter? Please share your resolutions and thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear your story and join you on this journey. If you found this video helpful and wish to continue exploring profound Buddhist teachings, applying them to daily life with us, please like this video, share it with those who might need it, and don't forget to subscribe to the Dharma Insights Teachings channel so you don't miss our next videos. See you soon as we continue to unlock the path to peace and enlightenment.